hang around, and I'll be like, "Hey," and then I just sort
I
of,
didn't see that.
yeah, I'll just talk to myself nonsensically, maybe talk about what I'm gonna do, and I'll just post it everywhere, and then I'll actually entertain the stream a little bit.
Right.
So here we go. I'm setting it all up. I'm botting it with my own Chrome.
Well, thank you, GrumblyGhost, for the sub.
Hey, hey, hey.
To have you in here.
Wait, did you just sub? Is that what happened?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, nice. Thank you, GrumblyGhost. So kind.
I'm gonna mute that because it is gonna get wild.
Oh, yeah, the double stream.
Trapped in a time loop.
There we go. I'm just going to quickly post it in the channel here.
There was one a little while ago where you had it feeding back.
Yeah, that was so good. Yeah, I didn't realize that
really funny.
that it would keep going back and back and back, and I just keep looping whatever I said.
I think it was something like, "Oh, is this a loop? Oh, I think it's a loop.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a loop?" I think so.
Yeah. There was one clip where it was like, "Oh, this is gonna be weird for you," and I was hyping it up. I was like, "It's not gonna be weird for me though. I've solved it on my end." But then I was hearing myself endlessly.
Yeah, that's right. I remember now.
I don't even know why I was doing all that. I was like setting up the stream settings or something because I hadn't done it for ages, I think. But yeah, welcome. You've been on my stream a few times, so this is not uncharted territory for you, I suppose.
Yeah, I know where the toilets are.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, pretty familiar with the place.
Yeah. My streams of late have really just become poly podcast pre-show and show and then after show. That's like the entire stream most of the time.
Put this up here near my camera so I can, and I'll hide me. See you. And then it will appear as though I am looking into my camera.
Nice.
Which will make me seem more personable. More warm, more welcoming.
Could also be more threatening as well.
Ah, yes. Uncomfortable eye contact.
Yeah, for the horror element.
That's right. Of course. Kubrick stare.
Yeah. I've been practicing my
smile.
Yeah, I've been practicing my It smile from the It movies. What's his name? The Swedish brother actor.
Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, Skarsgård brother. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see it.
I have to see. I usually do it in the mirror, so let's see. I'll try to look on stream.
Okay.
Actually, it's hard to do it because my camera's here, but I'll see.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, he pouts the bottom lip.
I don't know. I can do it really good in the mirror. You got to contour your face. There's different variations that I've discovered, but I'm only really mastered them in the mirror.
Is it a Swedish thing?
Could be. I don't know.
Yeah? Because I can't do it.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think he's just got really big bug eyes. And I just I have a rubber face, I think. I can just pull a lot of weird expressions. So I think that's the connection. No.
That is true. That is true of you.
Yep.
I have seen you pull some crazy faces.
Indeed. We've used a few of those for our own graphics and stuff for It Lives on Tape at times.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, yes. My Lord. But yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. When the podcast starts, everyone, for who's joining in, we're going to talk about It Lives on Tape. That's why GrumblyGhost himself is here today.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do a meta conversation about It Lives on Tape, which is a horror movie podcast that we've talked about many times, so mentioned on the stream. But we're going to talk about creative processes and inspirations. And I got a question like about discussing the horror community and stuff like that. So all that sort of meta conversation about It Lives on Tape. Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I had no idea what we were doing.
I've only really got...
I did. Coerced in here.
Yeah. You said we were just hanging out. We're just catching up. What the hell?
You brought us into this podcast to speak about another podcast? What the heck?
Yeah. Oh, man. I love the meta stuff. Like, I had this idea as well that I want to do on Poly Podcast, where I talk about other podcasts and like review and analyze them. I'll just find like obscure podcasts to sort of give them, you know, some props, you know, instead of bigger ones. And then I'll just, it'll be a podcast talking about podcasts. I want to do that as a series.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of ground to cover there. There's a lot of podcasts out there in the world.
That's right. Every man and his dog has a podcast. Can you imagine that? Just, that's a lot of podcasts, first of all, but they're all just a man and his dog.
Yeah, just like, oh, you're my best friend. I love you. You know, that's what I'm imagining. A very cute podcast. Not really talking, just more like words of affirmation to the dog.
Yeah. Not really all that much to it, but I love watching them.
Yeah, it's a good companion piece for when you're working and stuff, you know?
Yeah. Wild.
Oh, yes.
Hold the fort. I'm going to fill up my water bottle.
Excellent.
Where I get too parched.
That's the number one rule of podcasting. Don't be parched on a podcast. Yes, everyone, welcome into the live stream.
Yeah, I feel like alliteration on rules is really underrated.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with alliteration.
Yeah, it really drives that home.
Yeah.
Don't be parched on a podcast.
Exactly. Some have even called me illiterate.
Really?
The king of alliteration. The illiterate one. I can't tell if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, I was like, who am I fighting, dude? This is...
But yeah, meta conversation.
Podcast stretches. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say meta conversation about It Lives on Tape and ideas that I've had as well for upcoming episodes.
Yeah, this is really our staff meeting.
Yeah.
I think.
We might as well have it now as well.
We did have a start of year one, but that was like, 1/12 of a year ago.
Yeah. Wild. I was looking at the dates the other day because I went in on the back end of Spotify and stuff, and I was like, man, and then I was like, wait, it's only been like 3 weeks since the tape is. Not much time has passed.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's so much time though.
Oh, I thought it was more than that. I was like, I was starting to get content brain. I was like thinking of ideas and stuff. But then I was like, oh, no, easy now, Torkel. Don't rush yourself too much. It hasn't even been that long.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so keen to get to double digits.
Oh,
How
yeah.
close are we?
Well, I think we're
We're very
officially
close.
at 7 with the tapies now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, yeah, and you could argue that the tapies isn't like a regular episode.
Yeah, it's a special end of year kind of thing.
Yeah. But
Mm.
yeah, so I'm like thinking like, oh, how long till we get to 10?
Yeah.
That's but yeah, I haven't, full disclosure, I haven't been doing any writing.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a movie in the last week.
Oh,
That's
damn.
not true. But yeah, that's I guess that's what I'll do tonight. Do a bit of writing, do a bit of
Nice.
watching,
Yeah, I've had a few
do a
ideas,
bit of reading.
but they're for bigger ones. Like, I want to do something based on M. Night Shyamalan.
That's right.
Yeah, and I still want to do something based on Paranormal Activity. But yeah, there'll be bigger ones. So I'm not quite sure. But I was thinking as well a one on The Thing, or like John Carpenter's, you know, around the topic of The Thing kind of thing would be would be so good as well. Yeah, I haven't watched that in forever, and I know you love that movie.
Yeah, I've been due for a rewatch because I recommended it to a friend semi recently, and she watched it, and I was like, oh my god, I can't remember like key details of the movie at this stage.
Oh damn.
So, but yeah, it's so good. I watched a couple of shorts, like excerpts from it, and I was like, yeah, okay, I understand what's going on again.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's such a good movie.
Nice. I need to dive into it again. I don't even know if Emma's watched it, so I need to watch it with Emma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Watch The Thing and then The Thing.
Yeah.
The newer one.
Yeah, in order of release.
In order of release.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Because the newer one is really bad. It's really
okay.
not great. Yeah.
I feel like I may have only
realize that there was an old Thing.
Yeah, I think I've only watched the new one. I don't even know if I've seen the older one.
Damn.
Oh, I don't know. It's been so long.
Yeah. I remember it came out in like 2010, 2011. It would have been like 2011. And Jade and I saw an ad and we were like, oh, yeah, let's watch that. And then we realized that it was based on another movie. And we're like, okay, let's watch that one as well.
Yeah, gotta watch that now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
Nice.
Real good. One of the best movies ever made, I think.
Ooh. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I'm certainly going to watch and come away with a review. A spicy hot review. Alrighty. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Because unofficially, this is almost like another episode for It Lives on Tape. Much like...
Yeah, right.
It's going to be a meta episode talking about It Lives on Tape. But yeah, I thought I did make a distinguishing difference in the show notes that I wrote, which is only 4 notes long. But because we already had the episode 0, which was talking about the concept of It Lives on Tape and origin story and stuff like that. So I thought, this will be more of a focus on the creative side of how we go about stuff, and then a tapies breakdown / come down party. And yeah, stuff like that.
I'm just pushing it out to my It Lives on Tape socials. Thank you so much for having us on, by the way, or having me on. I know Torkel's sorry that he can't be here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really nice for you to have me on in lieu of Torkel. I know you wanted to get Torkel.
Yeah. He's a tricky guy to get. You know, he's a famous, I've seen on Instagram, he's a really famous and busy poet.
That's right. Yeah, he is. He owns massive swaths of land. And I think a lot of his time is spent getting from point A to point B on those swaths of land.
Yeah. He does give off that energy. He's one day he's on a manor estate, and then the next day he's on a beachfront mansion, and he's on outside a yacht. I don't know what that was about. It was like it was a yachting club or something. He was talking about owning yachts. I mean, he's really a world traveler.
That's I think that was a Polyverse post though. No? That's
about the yachts.
Aren't you the yacht owner?
Oh. In ways we're connected. A lot of people will sometimes call me Torkel as well, although we inhabit different characters. So I also go by Poly and Polyverse when I'm live streaming. So the personalities get mixed up in my head at times. The digital aliases.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm keen for this. I need to make more of an effort to do more interviews as well on Poly Podcast. So this is good. I had like a couple lined.
Yeah,
I had a couple lined.
Yeah, who do you have lined up?
Oh, I had some lined up in like 2022, but then I went on like a podcast hiatus for almost a year or something because I became busy with life stuff. So they're no longer lined up. So I gotta line up some new ones.
You gotta reline them.
Yeah. I was going to say, we should even line you up for a second one separate from It Lives on Tape, like just interviewing Tan / GrumblyGhost and your creative processes, Poly Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
If you're keen.
No, that would be lovely.
Heck yeah.
I'll have to like develop some creative processes prior.
Oh, like it's like not as strict or specific as that. It's more just because I don't know. I'm just obsessed with creativity and how it works. So just talking about everything down to influences and things like that, and what kind of media you consume that inspires you and stuff like that. All different subjects.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Man, now I'm excited for not the podcast that we're doing, but the podcast that would be.
Oh, damn. We'll line that one out. I have to book it in with my booking agent,
Right.
I'm slipping into the Torkel character again. Sorry, I was like thinking I'm a busy, like, famous poet.
I think you've maybe got the same booking agent as us.
Yeah, It Lives on Tape. Yeah. We run in rich circles, very illustrious circles.
Not in that sense.
I found a bunch of cool stuff.
Oh,
from
the treasure trove.
Yeah, lots of cool movie stuff based in Perth. Like, I think
Oh.
from what people were posting in like one of the horror movie group chats that we're in, and then I went down a rabbit hole of seeing like what all these cinemas were and stuff. And there's like all these cool like little Perth organizations and magazines.
You want to talk about the back lot?
The back lot? Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Nice.
I'd never heard of them before.
Yeah. Horror movie Perth? Horror movie club Perth? I don't know. They do a lot of viewings there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they doing Possession this month? Is that what you would have? That's what you would have seen.
I saw Possession come up, so that must have been it.
Lovely.
Yeah, I saw that, and that they obviously do like film screenings and events and stuff at the back lot. And then there was all these, I can't remember what it was. It was like magazines and clubs and stuff like that. Just different things based, because they shared each other's content and stuff like that. And then I just went down a rabbit hole following all of them.
Yeah, nice.
So that I could stay up to date. That's so cool. There's so much in Perth that I need to acquaint myself with, to become familiarized with.
Yeah. I would like to, maybe this is the year, maybe 2024 is the year. But yeah, become like a lot more sort of grounded in those kind of circles.
Nice.
Yeah. I like Polyverse is actually a great place for that, I feel. I've never felt more grounded in an artistic community.
Oh, nice. That's so nice of you to say. Oh, hello.
Hello.
By the way, I was going to say, by the way, we're live streaming before you say anything.
Yeah.
In case you don't want to be on the live stream.
That's right.
Just as a warning, almost.
Yes, a drift-in visitor.
That's the beautiful thing about Polyverse as well. Yeah, I appreciate that. I really love what I'm seeing it become now after hosting things like the Tapies and seeing people hang out here and talk about their projects and all the stuff. It's cool. Like I said, now we're streaming and people can just jump in if they like. I love all that sort of stuff, just sharing the creative projects.
Yeah. Especially I'm really excited like by the idea of like collaborative art in this community as well.
Big time.
I think we were talking the other day after seeing a lot of people's like new introductions. There's a lot of talent in the community and also a lot of interest in I think working on something collaboratively within the community. So
yeah, I think so.
That's the most fun thing ever.
Yeah, it's awesome. No, I really want to do a few big collaborative projects. That'd be so cool. Bring people together for that. Yeah. Oh god, the mind boggles at all the ideas. We got so many people in there. There's like so many musicians. I know several videographers that are part of Polyverse as well. And then obviously animators, sculptors, all sorts. Writers are plenty. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just adjusting my desk.
Oh, good.
Sorry, one moment.
Uno momento. Oh,
There we go.
I was going to say, you know what I was tempted to do, but I forgot. I was tempted to eat the Aussie Lamington or whatever I called it, savory Lamington.
Oh,
on this stream.
damn. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't, because I said I was going to do it with you.
Oh, okay,
and,
cool. Yeah.
I don't have the materials on hand.
Ooh, there's very specific materials you need for it. Yes.
I know. I know. But yeah, alas, the only wheat bix I have are like some really old Weiss bix.
Weiss bix.
Weiss bix?
What the hell is that?
Oh,
is that the collab?
The Weiss ice cream bars.
Yeah.
Yes. I think we've talked about this because I remember that they're not vegan.
Yeah, but I'm a big fan of the products that they do have that are vegan. They got some yummy chocolate ice cream that I'm into.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So they got a mango collab with Wheat Bix. That's pretty hectic.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's great. It's awesome.
Damn. Wheat Bix.
But I don't think that would go especially well. I think that's like doing the Aussie Lamington on hard mode.
Yeah.
Is with the mango bits in there. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be funny. We'll do it in a future stream, simultaneous. There's a hello, Pricklehead. Welcome in as well.
Yes.
I see you chatting.
If that wasn't their name, that sounds like such a...
yeah, sounds like an insult.
Such an underhand, like... underarm throw of an insult.
I kind of said it like that as well, just because I know who it is. So I know, I know you won't take it as an insult, Pricklehead.
Hey, Pricklehead.
it's all love in the polyverse.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
How's it going? Hope you're doing well.
Yeah. Welcome to the live stream. We're just about to get started on a Poly podcast episode talking about It Lives on Tape, which is another podcast with GrumblyGhost here.
Yes. It's podcast inception.
Yeah. Podception.
Yes, that is the technical term. Sorry. I'm not very scholarly on this topic as you are.
I am a deep podceptionist.
What's your spinning top?
Oh yes, actually I have one on me. Right here. Fidget spinner.
Oh, nice.
Only
it keeps spinning indefinitely.
Yes, and also there's a specific weight to this one. It's weighted. So double trouble. No one knows except me.
I don't think I got anything like that. Actually, I do. Let me just...
By the way, I'll show this to the camera. This is like Princess Peach official Super Mario Nintendo fidget spinner with the stars on it. Also, I got to say, I watched Inception again recently, and they used to be my favorite movie when I was younger. And watching it again, I still love it, but it's such nonsense in certain parts. It doesn't make any sense. I'm starting to question everything about Christopher Nolan now.
But Dunkirk was really good.
I need to rewatch that. I did like it, but I need to rewatch it.
Oh, sorry. Microphone etiquette. Walk into the microphone. Oh.
Yeah, that's my Inception.
Did you ever watch Indian in the Cupboard as a child?
No, but I've looked that up. Is that like another Christopher Nolan one?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who filmed it.
No, I haven't. Okay.
And the Cupboard. Yeah, look, it's probably a deeply problematic film.
Surely.
Retrospect.
Anything from the 90s probably is.
Probably doesn't hold up so great. But Little Bear from it is my
Oh, no way. You've got him.
My yeah.
Do you keep him in the cupboard?
This guy's been with me. No. I've had this since I was like probably like 3 or 4 when the movie came out. 95.
Yeah, 95.
2 or 3. God
Wow.
damn.
Oh, so you got it upon release.
I think yeah, I think Chicken Treat or something had a had it as part of their like thing that their toy meal or something going on.
Wow.
And yeah,
I love that.
This guy's been with me to like a lot of like big things like exams and stuff like that, just in my pocket.
Wow, that's amazing. I love that. I love when all the fast food chains used to have toys for like movie promotions that were happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Welcome in as well to, I'm going to try to pronounce, I know who this is as well, but I'm going to pronounce your username as best as I desire. Adzvika.
That's right. Yeah, that's the pronunciation. That's the proper pronunciation.
Oh, cool. I was thinking it could be ADSVK as well. Oh yeah, ADSVK. It's just letters.
That is, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna call you Adzvika.
I'm gonna call you Letters. I'm gonna call you just Letters.
Yeah, you said it's just Letters. That's your name now, buddy.
That's how you pronounce it, just Letters.
That's what you get for slandering.
That's not how I'd spell it, but sure. Sure thing, just Letters.
Yeah, that's what you get for slandering our streaming regularity. You know, we're busy boys.
Well, specifically mine.
Specifically yours. But I'm covering my bases because I'm also regular at streaming.
No, VK is one of my what platform is this? Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Twitch mods and close friends.
Ah, excellent. Well,
good to see you, VK.
Welcome in.
Unfortunately, you don't have any power in this Twitch stream.
Nope. You've got 0 power here, but if you send me a fruit basket, it may be swayed. I'm continuing with that lore.
Not to say he has been swayed before.
Yes, I'm just saying I may consider giving some more privileges. Unrelated to the fruit basket.
Hey, you could even win the Tapies this year.
Yeah, do you have any movies coming out? It's never too early to get in on the Tapies, you know?
That's right. It's the most corrupt film award I've heard.
It's all slander. It's all slander and lies. Oh, thank you for the follow, VK. And it did work for Skinamarink, actually, because we wouldn't have
talked
mentioned
about them.
Yeah, we wouldn't have mentioned them without their gifts to us.
Oh, man. The watch party of Skinamarink afterwards. It was so full of stoicism. Like, stoicism and stubbornness is how I'd describe it. Yeah. Just everyone being like, me saying, okay, do you want me to turn it off? Like, I think we've seen enough. The rest of the movie's like this. Everyone being like, nope, we have to watch it.
Yeah. There's no turning back now. Everyone was way too invested into liking it.
God.
But I thought it was certainly good in its merits. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, there was a good movie in there. I think it just needed a tighter edit and to be much shorter.
Yeah, that's probably the solution.
Yeah.
But
I don't
awesome.
think it needed to be a feature-length film.
Yeah. But awesome for independent horror. I appreciated it. Like I said, this whole aesthetic of it I really enjoyed. It needed looking into fan theories and explanations.
It definitely did do better with your fan theories and explanations.
Mm.
So if they could find a way of putting that into the movie, it'd be heaps better.
That would be cool, yeah.
But what did they make? Like $2.3 million or something?
Yeah, I think they made a couple million.
Off a $10,000, $15,000 budget? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's winning.
How do we do that?
Yeah, we need Skinamarink too. We need our own. Tape something.
Taper-marink.
Tapery-doo.
Tapery, nice.
Yes.
There's something there.
I was going to say, at that, I feel like we're starting to trek into potential podcast territory. So dare I say,
that's right.
Shall we get into the
danced around
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is all zero funny business, guys. This is the most serious podcast on earth. Poly podcast about to start, okay? Where previous episodes we've covered subjects such as IKEA products and yeah, that was a recent episode. But no.
Hey, I'm a serious guy. So I think I'm excited to just talk business.
Yeah, we're getting down to bass tacks. But no, we'll have a joke around. We'll have a chat about some stuff. And everyone feel free to keep writing in the chat because we'll be closely monitoring it throughout as well, no doubt. But at that, I'm going to mute the alerts. Cool. All right, I'm going to kick us off. So welcome everyone to Poly Podcast episode 20. Can you believe it? This is a special number that you're featuring on today, Tanner. How do you feel to be on episode 20?
Well, I kind of feel like you're rubbing a double digit in my face.
Hey, this podcast, it took a while to get to 20. This podcast has been going since like early 2021.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess so long as It Lives on Tape beats your pace, then I guess I'll be happy. But
yeah,
that's cool though. Episode 20.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah.
It feels good. But yeah, today we're talking about It Lives on Tape. So I got to have GrumblyGhost himself, my co-host Tanner, as we are two halves of It Lives on Tape. And
yes.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about
two sides of the same coin.
Exactly. We're going to discuss all things that were our first unofficial season, but also just like our first 6-ish months of the podcast, first unofficial year of the podcast and everything. So yeah, that's what today's episode is going to be about. So glad to have you here.
Oh, fun. Yeah, I would be a bit upset if you didn't have me here for this.
Imagine that. I'm just like, I do an episode, I'm just talking about It Lives on Tape, and I'm going into real details of like how I'm the mastermind behind it or something. I specifically cite like the episodes that you wrote, and I'm like, oh, it was really difficult working on running zombies. You know, I had to do heaps of research for it.
Well, you know, it's not untrue. You are mastermind of of a lot of aspects of the podcast, I feel.
50-50,
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah.
But that'd be crazy.
It's like, but it doesn't feel like a 50-50 like this. It feels like a 50-50 like this.
Yeah, intertwined.
Is that? Yeah. Sorry. Are there audio only listeners to this podcast, or is it entirely video?
There certainly could be, because there has been at like times where this podcast was audio only. So there certainly could be. But
traditionalists.
We're interlocking our fingers. We're showing intertwining, intermeshing.
Yes. To paint you a word picture, that is what I was saying. But I guess to explain further, it feels like less of a these are your things, these are my things, and more of a like we're helping each other out, kind of. It feels like a three-legged race.
Yeah.
Don't you reckon?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we're tied together, the three-legged race. Yeah.
It was sort of like propping each other up kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a drunken walk home, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. We can find the rhythm, and then we're like speeding through, you know? But also when one of us
down a hill.
Yeah, one of us might be injured or like feeling ill that day, then the other one's helping us along, you know? Yeah, it's a three-legged race. Yeah. I like that.
Whether that ailment is moving, like buying a house or selling a house or being literally sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a lot of sticks in our spokes. But yeah, it's been a largely positive experience, I feel.
Yeah, as they are with any prolonged creative endeavor, I imagine. But yeah, it lives on tape. For anyone who's new to It Lives on Tape, by the way, if you're just strictly a Poly podcast supporter and you haven't heard me mention it before, which would be quite rare, but we'll tell you about it as well. It Lives on Tape is a horror movie podcast that we each co-host. And it's a part of Polyverse in many aspects as well, as we share the Discord and things like that. We have little movie streaming events and whatnot. And once again, we're intertwined in that way.
Yeah, it really is just what it says on the tin. It's a horror movie podcast.
Yeah.
But we do reviews, we do of horror movies, we do deep dives. We want to do like a lot more deep dives. But there's a lot of writing involved for that. Not that we don't want to do it, but it's just it takes a while to let those ideas cook.
Yeah. It feels like
what else do we do?
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. We do deep dives, movie reviews. We did the tapies, but I was going to say as well with the deep dives, because what we like to do with It Lives on Tape, we really put the effort into writing, like coming up with the show notes, coming up with a concept or something, and then also doing the whole video production for it. So it's a full like product that we're proud of, that we put out into the world. And with the deep dives, it becomes more like a video essay than a podcast, I'd say. It's I like thinking of it in that way, even though it is also obviously a podcast. But
I'd say this is no criticism of our deep dives, but I'd say that they're less tight than like a video essay.
That's true.
So they are more like a podcast in that sense. Yeah. But you're right.
Once
I'm
again,
agreeing with what you're saying.
A meshing, a combination.
That's right.
Podcast.
Some hybrid chimera of podcast and essay. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think first and foremost, though, we try to have fun. And isn't that what it's about?
That is
at the
what
end
it's
of the
about.
day.
That's what we do all of our, well, that's what I hope everyone does their creative projects for. That's certainly what we like to promote on Polyverse. You know, you got to be in it for the fun of it, first and foremost, undoubtedly. And at that, I was going to ask you a bit about yourself and your interest in horror and why you love it so much to want to speak about it in a podcast with me.
Oh yeah, this is fantastic. This is our episode 0, but I'm slightly better at talking.
Awesome.
So,
episode 0 revisited.
Oh man, I still have nightmares about episode 0. Showing my mum and her being like, you're kind of boring.
Oh no, parents are the harshest critics.
Oh, they certainly are.
We're shaking off the dust. We're shaking off the dust in the early episodes.
That's right. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how words work, and how to deal with being alone, but being in a call with someone and talking to people who aren't there yet. Anyway, bit about me. To get down to your question, I was introduced to horror by my nan. When I'd stay at her house, when she'd babysit me, around the age of 8, I think, she'd get out like exorcism horror films. So we watched The Exorcist, was my first ever horror movie, and she was like, "Don't tell your mum." And then from that point, I was just like, "Oh, these are really cool."
Damn.
And interesting, and I loved the practical effects. I'm a big fan of that era of horror movie where it's all practical effects and it feels both simultaneously fake and real. It feels kind of like you're in the room. There's a certain sort of sheen to it.
It feels very personal, definitely.
Yeah. And I love seeing that in newer films as well when it's done really well. But yeah, from that point, because I wasn't really allowed to watch horror movies, I just sort of started collecting those experiences at friends' sleepovers and stuff like that. Because you can sort of lie to other people's parents, but not so much your own.
Yeah. It's a lot
easier.
Of
course I'm allowed to watch this.
Yeah. It's all good. Yeah, I've seen this movie before, you know. This is true. Yeah. I was gonna say
simple stuff.
That's so you're like 8 or 9 when you first watched The Exorcist.
Yeah.
That's a pretty young age. Did it terrify the hell out of you when you saw it first, or did you just love it?
I can't remember being scared of it. I think I just liked at that point I sort of grew up in a non-religious household that had come from a Catholic upbringing, if that makes sense. So my parents aren't religious, but my grandparents were, and their parents as well. So that's why my nan, I think, really liked exorcism films, because they played on that sort of Catholic upbringing.
Oh wow, that's interesting. I like that.
But yeah, I wasn't really scared of that because I didn't really believe in it, but I didn't have that faith background. So yeah, I think I just liked it.
That's cool, because it's known as like one of the scariest movies, The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first saw some horror movies, like I was terrified of Shaun of the Dead, and that's a comedy, you know. It's like, I don't even know if it counts as horror, but I just saw the zombies and I was like, like hiding. And I was probably
I think it is still a horror.
Yeah, it might
It's
be
got all the
horror.
elements of a horror movie. Yeah.
When I think of the ending and stuff, yeah, it does get a bit horror, but
Yeah.
it's like so comedic. But I was terrified of it. But that's what I think lured me in, because I've loved movies forever. And then there's something about like being terrified by something, like invoking that reaction in you is pretty impressive. And nowadays, I'm no longer terrified. I think I was only terrified the first like couple movies, and then I was numb to it already.
Right. I think ironically it was the movies that I wasn't able to watch, but I was somehow exposed to that terrify me the most. So like Dad would take us to the video store, and I'd always look at like the alien abduction movies. Like there was a Taken series, not Taken with Liam Neeson, but Taken with the aliens. And also Alien. I was picking up like War of the Worlds and stuff like that, and I was just like so enamored with like the covers of these films.
Oh, okay.
And like, you could flip them over and see like stills from them as well, and you might catch like a glimpse of the monster. Those films, I don't know, they scared me a lot more, because when I was finally able to watch them, I'd sort of built them up like so much more in my head, I think.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I like and also that. Alien abduction films are just straight up terrifying, I think, because you can actually imagine them happening. Like everyone lives, everyone can sort of imagine it happening in their house. It's really a BYO environment.
While
experience.
You're sleeping. And there's no stopping it. Yeah, it's like completely, like it seems impossible, but also it's plausible enough to scare you, like when you get paranoid about it at night.
You hear something at night that wakes you up, and you're like, oh shit, am I gonna get abducted by aliens? I know how this goes. But
I like that. So you're really into the covers and seeing like the art of the monsters and things like that at the movie store, and then also you could see past the being terrified. Like I remember I was when I saw Hide and Seek in the cinema, I literally had to hide my face because I was so scared. So you got to push through that point with movies like The Exorcist and appreciate it for the cinematography of it and the practical effects and everything.
That's the really art cool. Of it.
That's nice. I think it took me a long time to get to that point with horror, and probably with movies in general. I just thought the stories, I just love the stories. And then down the line, I started doing like Photoshop and things like that. And then I started thinking more about the visual side of it.
Right. I had to laugh a little just now, because you saying that you loved the stories of these movies is so counter to what you've been saying on It Lives on Tape, at least early on. I don't know. I haven't watched the later episodes, but I think you do change your I think you do change your tune a little bit in that regard.
I've been certainly walking it back slowly. But now with movies, like when I was young, I definitely was really into the stories and just like fascinated by these other worlds and stuff like that, the fantasy of film, kind of like that. And then now as I've gotten older, I'm a lot more into the aesthetic and the visual side of it, I think, while still appreciating the story.
That's good. Sorry, I just realized my camera glitched out.
No, that's all good.
I fixed it now.
I think it stopped on you smiling, so I just had a still of you smiling on the screen, so that was nice.
That's good.
But yeah, that's cool. So I guess It Lives on Tape is like the perfect vessel then to talk about all the things that you appreciate with like we said, the practical effects and the filmmaking that goes into horror in particular.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you because to talk about why we started doing it. And again, this is like, I'm getting like Groundhog Day because this is this is our episode 0, but
it was inevitable.
It feels so much better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cool. Run with it.
I might just take this and put it as our episode 0.
Yeah, we slap the It Lives on Tape banner on it. We're set. We're all good.
That's right. But you and I had started catching up again after years of sort of being in this weird slingshotting orbit.
Yeah.
Social media finally orbit. We had our collision moment. And yeah, you were like, I've had this idea for like a horror movie podcast. I think originally the wording that you'd use was like, I'd love to have you on, to talk about like some movies or something. Or you talked in a way that made me think, okay, Talker wants me to like be a guest on this podcast. Like, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
And then the next time I talked to you, you were like, no, I want to co-host. Like, I want interlocking fingers.
Yeah. I can't remember. Yeah, maybe I was like, to test the waters or something. Maybe could do something like this kind of episode. And then, but yeah, I definitely was keen on doing a collab long term after I saw how into horror movies you were from your stream at twitch.tv/GrumblyGhost.
Thank you. Yep. Don't hold your breath waiting in my on my Twitch channel.
So I say join the Polyverse Discord, everyone, and between all of us on like within the community there, like there's someone streaming, at some point. That's how it works.
Yeah. Between all of us there's a consistent stream of content that you'd come to expect from a professional streamer.
Yeah, exactly. We're a collective professional streamer. But yeah, I loved movies myself, of course, but I'd been away from horror for a long time, even though I do love horror as well. So I definitely saw the opportunity of getting into it with you. But yeah, it's been an awesome journey.
And I'm glad for it. Yeah, no, it's been great. And will continue to be great.
Yeah. And at that, I was going to say, we had most recently a big event as our most recent episode was the Tapies 2023, which was basically a horror movie awards show that we came up with, where we had like typical of something like the Oscars and stuff like that, where we had nominations and categories and winners and everything. And we made a big show of it, and we had like a premiere on YouTube and everything. And it was a lot of fun. I went crazy with like promoting it leading up to it and stuff like that. And so this episode, I kind of also want to act as like the come down episode of that, so that I can refresh my brain going into the future of It Lives on Tape episodes for 2024.
Sure. So this is the debrief. This is
For God.
Which I think we have already had.
Yeah, we pretty much had it.
Oh no, I think that would have been before our last staff meeting. I think was before the Tapies.
Last proper, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
But yeah, wasn't that fun?
Yeah.
And like much more fun than I thought it would be, and much more. It garnered a lot more traction and attention than I thought it would. In our community, which is fantastic. I had such a great time having our watch party in the Discord, and chatting in the comments on our YouTube premiere. It was great, and a lot of people asking me like messaging me to ask, is this live? I don't know, like while it was playing, I guess expecting that I would stop what I was doing. If it was live, I'd stop what I was doing and message them back.
That's funny. I like that. Maybe in the distant future we'll have the tech to run such an operation live. But,
yeah,
oh
and
man,
the staff as well. I think.
Yeah, the staff. Yeah, our
it's
own
such a full on.
our own Charlies and Susans.
That's right.
Which is what we affectionately named invisible staff members, non-existent staff members for the event.
Yeah, we really must note down their names.
Yeah, it was Charlie, Susan. Yeah. There was one other one, but I can't remember who.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoever did the lunch order.
Yeah, I think there may have been a Steve. That may have been it. I'm not sure.
That might have been it.
Yeah. But no, that was cool. And something a bit meta to that as well. Something I always heard for like social media and like content creation stuff. I'd always heard that you should create events. And I didn't really know what that meant. I was like, okay, create events. What the heck does that mean? And but in then just
what does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. But then in doing it for the tapies, it certainly helped to push it out to people and make them aware of like a thing we were doing, and even like new people to the podcast and stuff like that, and be like, oh, this is cool. They're talking about horror movies and giving out awards and stuff.
It was a really interesting experience in social media. I think like you tried a lot of new things there that I think we can learn from moving forwards.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was really well done. So just wanted to give you a quick hand clap for all your social media work there in promoting the event.
Oh, thanks. I like I said, I went crazy doing it.
Yeah, and you did the edit for the show as well, which is fantastic. Something that I found really funny about the whole experience though was just when we filmed it, it was very like we were having ideas right up to the last minute before we hit record. So it was very much like a group project where like you're just cramming. You're like, oh, we got to get this.
I love that. Yeah,
we got to get this together. What about if we do this and this? Yeah.
I love that. That was the background of it, because like you were moving houses at the time, so we just filmed. We decided we need to film 2 episodes to finish off the year. So we just filmed our episode on When Evil Lurks. And then I was like, okay, we're going to do this Tapies episode. And then we just put together a doc. We each made categories, and then we each decided winners like on the spot before doing it.
Yeah. And it was a very like, we decided categories based on the... we're giving away so many secrets about things that I have told people I'm not going to divulge.
But up to you how much you want to give out, but I'm open to giving out whatever.
Right. I guess, on the Poly podcast, you're very like, give me the scoop.
It's very behind the creative mind, how it all works, how the spaghetti is made. Because we're vegan, not how the sausage is made. How the vegan sausage is made.
How the celery stick with peanut butter is made. But yeah, we had a list of our favorite movies throughout the year, and we could have just done a top 10 list. And that would have been fine, I think. But some themes started popping up. And also we had much more than 10, I think. And yeah, so we decided on the themes like right before filming the episode, and
Yeah.
then deciding what would win uh what category was done like very, very quickly, just of like gut instinct.
Yeah.
um Yeah, and there was lots of like looking at our reviews on Letterboxd and being like, okay, like what did we actually rank highly this year? Um
Yeah. It was
yeah.
I feel like it was only like 30 minutes of prep before we did it or something. Like you said, we had the like tentative list and then we added to it and just made it all up on the spot. But yeah, and
Yeah.
I was browsing like, okay, what else came out in 2023? Like different horror movie lists of 2023, just to see if we'd missed anything. That was my fear of like, oh my
We
god, what
missed
if
a
we missed
lot.
something? Yeah, I think we did,
Yeah.
didn't we?
There were a lot of films that didn't come that came out that I hadn't watched at the time and I still haven't watched now.
Damn.
So yeah, I need to do a proper deep dive on the year that was. But also having done that, I'm so excited for this year's tapies
Yeah.
and actually watching or making a concerted effort to watch every horror movie that comes out this year within reason. I know that we follow one creator. I've forgotten her
It's
her handle.
Room for Scream.
Room for Scream. That's right.
Yep.
She's doing every horror movie that comes out this year.
I struggle to believe it, but she's still going with it, and we're in February. So yeah, it's like every day.
I don't know how she's finding them all.
I don't know.
It's insane.
I just I messaged her from our account the other day, and I just said like, I'm literally using your reviews to like stay up to date. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Maybe you can recommend me some particularly good ones. Although I can't imagine that much good has come of the year so far.
Yeah.
Ah, damn. We should release a horror movie by the end of the year.
Yeah.
That is basically just a like, hello, we see what you're doing. We enjoy it.
Oh my god, make a meta horror movie where it's like it's about the horror community and a horror fan who wants to watch all the movies and they watch them all to the point of losing their mind or something, you know? That's the movie.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great story for it.
Yes. Yeah. And then they'll have to watch it. That's amazing. Oh my god.
And it can like have all of the things that she has like said that she doesn't enjoy about previous films. It can play off like a couple of the main themes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
I don't know why I'm like trying to troll this person.
Wait, I got to give them a shout out now because they're also streamers. So twitch.tv/Room for Scream, I imagine is their handle. But yeah, they're an awesome horror content creator on the platform.
Fantastic.
That's another thing as well. Like I'm also very keen for the tapies moving forward, especially now that we have a concept for it and we can build upon it with our knowledge and like more prep and stuff like that. And also, this is one of the notes I have written, is the horror community. I knew there was a horror community out there, but I didn't realize how strong and powerful and tight-knit it was. And the tapies helped to make me realize that because, you know, I had to look up these movie reviews and stuff and, yeah, just talking to people from, you know, the tags that we follow and stuff like that on social medias. It's like, I like the tapies for that as well because it sort of brings in that sort of horror community and is like, hey, this is what we thought about this year's movies. What do y'all in the horror community think? And also check out all of our other stuff because you might like it.
Yeah. I think it was a great way to cap off our first like unofficial season, our unofficial first season.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know we've been brainstorming ideas for our next one, which I'm really excited for.
Oh yeah.
And yet I keep thinking, like, if that's what we manage to do on like 30 minutes of prep and just quickly brainstorming, yeah, this year is I'm really excited to see what we do for it.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. But I guess
especially like I remember, like we usually have a break while we're filming an episode.
Yeah.
And so filming 2 episodes in one day, like we needed a break, and it was about half an hour. And you were like, yeah, I'm going to dress up for this next one. So if you want to dress up, that's fine. Like, you can do whatever you want.
I completely forgot that. Like, we didn't even have that idea until the moment, pretty much.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit, okay. I went and put on a suit, slicked my hair back.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Finally did my hair. Yeah.
That made it, because I just had the turtleneck on. I definitely need to bring my suit for the next one as well.
You looked very smart. But
thanks. I was embodying the Torque of the Rider persona.
No, very nice. But yeah, I don't know. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to make, and a lot of fun for us to put together. And that's all I was expecting from it. And then to have it have gotten, so much traction in our community is just, it was really nice. People sending me pictures of it on their tally. It was so pleasant.
That felt pretty cool to see that when you showed me that message. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't really phrase it as a question earlier, but I had a question to you about horror communities, like, because you've been in the horror game for a while before the podcast and everything, watching a lot of horror. Do you have the same sentiment as me? Like, have you viewed these sort of horror communities online, and have you been a part of them in any way?
A little bit here and there. I'm quite a solitary type guy, or at least prior to this, but definitely like the r/horror subreddit. I've frequented on that for a little while, but not anything really beyond that. This is what It Lives on Tape has been really good for me, because we've been following a lot of these accounts and these other creators, and talking with them, and dropping comments on their things and watching more of their content. So that's been really good. That's really been my experience. So excited for like the next year, where we're finding more and more people who are into the genre and who enjoy talking about it. I know that we've recently just joined a bit of a horror movie club locally with some friends. Stuff like that. I don't know.
It's like, it's new to me as well in the online stuff. Like, I didn't realize there was so many creators who that was their thing, is horror, whether it's horror movies or horror video games or something. It's like just the horror aesthetic in general, and that's so cool to see. And like you said, in your personal life, I know you've had different like horror movie nights and things like that, and now we're part of the horror movie club and stuff like that. And I'm wondering to myself, like, is there something about horror that brings people together for these types of things, whether it's online or in person? Something that inspires that kind of experience? I feel like
I think
there's
so.
got to be.
And if I can theorize on it for a moment,
Yeah,
I think
please.
it's the exclusionary nature of it. It's people being like, no, that's not for me. That sort of pushes people who like horror into like the sort of outcast, you know, the into the other group, and then that then has, you know, these people form community, or it's more likely to become your thing because it's decidedly not other people's thing. I feel like it's a similar thing with like metal music.
Oh yeah,
You
that's a
know,
good
because
comparison.
it's such a particular taste,
Yeah.
and people are like, oh no, that's not for me. Like I hate metal music, or I hate country music.
Yeah. It's very
It's
much a love and hate. Most people aren't like, horror's all right. You know, it's usually like, yeah, I'm quite into the good horror movies, or like, nah, I can't watch it.
yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, because of that, because it's so cut and dry, love and hate, it's yeah, community forms from it, which is
I think you're
which I don't
exactly
think you
right.
get. You don't get that for action movies, or I guess, you know,
Yeah.
you get superhero movies. Like there's people who are like really into those, but
Yeah. It's pretty like
that's
mainstream.
based around comic books and
Yeah,
whatnot, so
it
it's kind
blends
of
into
different.
exactly. It blends into other
Yeah.
communities. I feel like the only other thing is like, I know there's like real big film buffs that are into certain directors or certain like classic films and stuff like that, or like art films. Like that's kind of comparable, but I think metal music is a really good comparison. That's
Yeah.
that feels very similar to
But
me.
again, with like art films or foreign films,
Mm.
I think the same thing happens
Yep.
where people like probably the mainstream is like, I don't want to read subtitles,
Yeah.
you know?
That's the end of the story. Yeah, they stop at that point. There's like, nope,
Yeah,
no subtitles for me.
reading's for nerds. I don't want to.
You're making me read while I watch this movie? Come on. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that's what I reckon.
I love that about I'm discovering that through It Lives on Tape endeavors. So I love that about the horror community. And like we said, especially following content creators, now I'm like starting to feel like there's also some creative inspiration that comes from horror as well. And it kind of makes sense when you think about, I guess, even people who make, I mean, this is a stretch, but people who make horror films, like they're kind of, how do I word this? They're also potentially, I'm not saying they are, getting into it in order to separate themselves from other filmmakers and stuff like that, and so they can explore their more artistic ideas and the ways of applying effects and stuff like that, which can't be done on maybe a more traditional movie that doesn't have the, you know, quite visceral nature that a horror movie can have.
Yeah, I think so. Pushes it pushes the it pushes the envelope a lot, I think, the genre, and also because traditionally it's been able to be made on such a low budget, and it hasn't had all that big studio buy-in, you know, where producers are kind of ruling the roost of, you know, and really like reining in directors. It's really, you know, can be like whatever the director wants, they can do. There's probably a lot of freedom in that.
I don't mean to sound elitist about it, but it feels like there really is, as I'm learning, as I'm doing the podcast with you, it feels like there really is a skill to horror movies in particular. Like to make a good horror movie, you really have to be on your game with camera work. You have to be on your game with visuals and lighting, and you have to be on your game with music. Like good music will make or break it as well. And it's like other movies, you don't necessarily need those things, but to make an amazing movie, of course, you also have to have all those elements. But you could make a really solid movie without a lot of that, I think. But for a horror movie, you're not going to make a good horror movie without those things.
No, you really have to be dialed into the language of cinema, because you're tapping into something primal. You're trying to stir something primal within people.
Yeah.
And that can be really difficult to do convincingly. You know, you're trying, if this is the layer at which people usually interact with media, you're trying to get deeper. You're trying to get more under their skin. And stir that feeling. You know, it's not like,
I like that, tapping into fears.
It's not like surface level kind of story and plot kind of thing that most media that they would consume touches. It's much deeper.
Yeah.
A good horror movie.
It's not just, you know, tapping into stresses like a thriller might do. It's tapping into the anxiety, the paranoia, the like sheer horror and fear of a phobia or something. You know, it could be anything. Yeah.
Yeah. And also documenting like the times and the attitudes of society around it. It's such an interesting genre.
I like that. I know we're just riffing here, but I feel like I'm learning something a little bit more about it by just expressing my thoughts on it with you now. That's cool.
Me too.
Yeah. And that kind of brings me to also, I want to talk about how all of those elements of horror that we've been talking about, how it can inspire creativity from horror filmmakers, from people. I think we've pretty much talked about that, but also from ourselves, and like how we've been talking about potentially doing a short film or something in the future, potentially under the It Lives on Tape banner.
Yeah. I'd really like to do that. I think I said at the start of the year, like around New Year's resolutions or New Year's goals, rather, that I want to at least write one scene for a screenplay. So that would tick that box.
Nice. I could definitely get that one.
Yeah. And yeah, that's something that we've been doing on the podcast anyway. Often is we'll be like, oh, what if we were writing this? Or like, you know, what would be our ideal spin on the zombie genre? I think we had a couple of good ones around that.
Yeah. We've done it a few times really well. It's a lot of fun.
It is. I think that's like the key thing for me is like those sort of writer room segments that we've been doing have been like so much fun that I just want to ride that to its logical conclusion.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to keep going with it until it's not fun.
Yeah.
And
hey, then we find a new movie to review and it stirs up the spirit again and we have some new ideas.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I'm going to make a document after this and like highlight the writer's room segments because I was forgetting about those lately, but they're really good. We've had some really good ones across our episodes.
Yeah. We had this really, really cool one. It was on the They Can Run episode, the Running Zombies one. And we're talking about, you know, how would we twist the zombie genre? We're talking about like zombie fish, zombie sea life. And we were like detailing this scene where there was like some deep sea drilling. Right. There was like a diver deep sea drilling and he's on comms with the people on the ship.
Yeah.
and he gets like attacked, and they like bring him up as quickly as they possibly can, while he's like turning.
Yeah, that was good.
I was like, oh, that's such a fully formed scene. Like I can see that. I can feel like I'm in a cinema watching that.
Exactly. That's like the intro to get you hooked, and then the story starts after that. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, we'll make that one day.
Yeah, well, that's such a high budget idea.
Yeah, that's like you need scuba, like you need an underwater camera, you need everything.
Right. But yeah, I'm really interested in like collaborating on writing these kind of like screenplay ideas in the horror genre with the
yeah. I think from analyzing, and like I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I'm kind of just riffing as I'm realizing these things from the top of my dome. But from analyzing these movies, it like puts you in the creative mindset of, what would you do differently, and how would you make the movie, and what would your spin on an original version of this genre be? So yeah, I think it's kind of a natural development to obviously continue on the podcast, and then also expand into other ideas that we might have, like short films in the future and stuff like that. Like, oh God. Yeah. So I definitely see that as being a goal for the future. Write a short film and then try filming some of it.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be a lot of fun. Be so much fun.
So yeah, that's something for you all to look forward to in years into the future. But on the short term,
taste test.
Yeah. But on the short term,
sample.
Yeah, a little nibble, a little tasty treat.
A little morsel.
Yes.
Scrumptious.
Yum, yum, yum. Yes. Delicious.
Little cube of flesh.
But also, this kind of is like winding down now, but also just in the future for 2024 episodes, I think we've kind of found our rhythm, and we've sort of spoken about that recently offline. And we've sort of, I mean, we made a joke. We're like, how we had it first was, I think you said it, how we had it first was the right way, and we stumbled back towards it. We initially had a sort of movie review episode in the Neon Demon Disaster, and then we had a deep dive episode in your They Can Run episode, the zombies running.
Yeah.
And we made our way back around now with like your When Evil Lurks review episode, and then with the tapies and stuff like that. So
well, the tapies is a different beast entirely. I think
it is a bit different.
But that's not to say it's not to say that we're going to continue the pattern of movie review deep dive, because that's unsustainable. But those are the two kinds of episodes that I think will be. Those are the two formats that I think we'll be running with.
Yeah, exactly. And also fun ones, like implementing more fun concepts and skits and whatnot on the fly on our episodes. Yeah, having fun with the horror genre. Yeah, stuff like that.
One of my favorite episodes that we did actually was the X Traps for Sorax episode that you brought.
Thanks. Yeah, that was
a lot of fun. I'd like to do more like that as well.
Certain movies, it like presents an opportunity, with the type of movie it is. Yeah.
But that'd be fun to do as like a relaxed fit type episode, like just chill, stay in your pajamas type episode.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we got a message from SVK on the live stream. So when am I coming on for guessing more gruesome deaths in the Final Destination series? Now that's an idea.
That's a good one.
Yeah. If Final Destination releases a new movie, which I imagine they will one day, because they eventually always do with these kinds of series, then that'd definitely be a good segment. Like, what are the craziest ways to die? The Darwin Awards kind of thing.
I foresee that they will be bringing out another.
Within the next 5 years, I imagine.
But yeah, no, that'd be sweet. That's a great idea.
Yeah. So yeah, lots of things
I'm trying
to
to think of others.
to.
I can't.
Lots of things on the horizon, folks. Beautiful, brave things happening in the It Lives on Tape world. And I hope we've given you an interesting, thought-provoking little conversation on like creativity and horror and how they intertwine. I think it was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, we definitely talked about horror.
Yeah.
So hopefully it was interesting. I think it was. Yeah, and just really excited to keep it going. You know, it's been a lot of fun. I'm sure it will continue. Yeah, and it's growing into. I didn't really expect that, like for it to grow in, like develop into its own thing. Does that make sense?
Oh, like its own, like namesake, its own brand, you mean? Like that?
It's kind of, sometimes it feels like it has a life of its own or like a mind of its own. It's like,
I think I get you.
It's unclear at times what we're doing to develop it and what it's doing to develop itself.
Yeah. I get that feeling from like when you're developing a brand or something, then if it has a clear idea, like It Lives on Tape is, you know, it's a horror podcast at its core.
Yeah.
Then, you know what it is and you're just, it makes sense to me the way you worded it. It's like you're
and that's
working within it.
Kind of the brand anyway, you know, it's this malevolent force that lives on tape, and it's kind of reaching out and influencing us through the movies that we watch.
Yes.
And that's really how it feels sometimes when we've been making it. Yeah.
Yes, the horror Fantastic. Of creativity coming back to grab us and pull us back in to its clutches. Well, yeah, thanks for joining me on this, my good sir.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
it's been fun. It's been a lovely chat.
Yeah,
I tell you what, just on the down low, I wish that you could be my co-host. Talk was great. But it's with all the, you know, with all the success of his poetry and all of the land that he owns, it's getting more difficult to relate to him.
He's out of touch. I know what you mean. He barely stops by the Polyverse offices anymore. You know, he has his own office. He has his home office that he wants to work from all the time. And I know what you mean. He doesn't watch half the horror movies as well, I heard. So
okay, I'm not going to confirm that. That's a vicious rumor.
I heard some speculation from the tapies that he didn't watch a bunch of the movies.
I don't know about that. That's I believe that's a vicious rumor.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, we'll have to have you back again, as I was saying in the pre-show. Have to have you back again to talk more about yourself rather than, a collaborative project, if you're keen for it.
Yeah, sure. I think I said before, I'll have to develop some sort of idea of myself before I can have that chat, but looking forward to it.
It'll be the chat where the epiphany happens. Like it'll be be the moment. And then you'll go off and write.
I like that.
You'll go off and write a movie script straight after it, and you'll be like stuck at the typewriter like, I've got it.
It's that sort of like this is both amazing and painful.
Yeah, fingers
Kind of.
bleeding like Whiplash, that movie. Ah, keep rhythm.
Oh
Go,
yeah,
go.
it is. It is very much like Whiplash. I can see that. I can see that. That imagery. Yeah.
That's a movie in itself, a horror version with, elements of Whiplash in it.
That kind
That's a
of
winner.
is a horror movie
It pretty much
in a
is.
way, or it's kind of like more of a thriller, I guess.
Yeah, it's very close to it. It definitely plays on fears with authority and stuff like that.
Great movie. Great movie.
I love it. I love it. But yeah, thanks for being here. And that's what we do on Polyverse. We have these creative chats. So thanks for joining us. Check out GrumblyGhost at twitch.tv/GrumblyGhost. Check out It Lives on Tape as well, which is It Lives on Tape on all podcasting platforms. Hope to see you there. Thanks for tuning in to another Poly podcast. Thanks for being here, Dan.
Thanks for having me, Torkel. Been amazing.
All right. Bye-bye to the podcast audience, not bye-bye to the Twitch stream audience.
Yeah. Yes, you're stuck with us.
All right, awesome. Yeah, that was a good chat. Thanks for that.
It's over now, right?
Yeah.
So if I talk, I'm not prolonging the ending.
No, the podcast is over now. I'll keep the Twitch stream going for a little bit, but you don't have to stick around for the whole thing. It's up to you. But I'll keep the Twitch stream going for like another 20-minute debrief or something. See how it goes.
Yeah, sick. Sweet.
Yeah.
Let's chill.
Oh, feels nice to chill. Like I don't, exaggerate too much when I'm podcasting, but I do turn up the energy a little bit. Just so that, I don't know, I guess it's my brain, like my broadcasting brain from when I commentate and stuff. I don't know.
I turn it down.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way.
I roll it down.
You got to turn it off. That's the way it flows most smoothly. VK, welcome back to the chat, my good sir. Okay,
right.
Hear me out. There's a guy that is in a band. Oh, you got a movie idea. Let's say bass player. The drummer cymbal is loose and they are jamming. Eventually it comes loose and flies, decapitates the bass player. Proof of concept. Yes. Exactly. That's perfect.
That's wild.
I'm imagining it like, the movie Rubber. I think we've talked about it before. Yeah, where the car tire goes around killing everyone. It'll be like a drum kit that goes around killing everyone in like a famous rock band.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. It'll be like, Metallica kind of band, like a big famous metal band. And it's like people keep dying at their concerts. They keep having to replace the bass player. What the heck's going on?
What's the history of the drum kit? Because it would have to have some sort of coveted history.
I know.
Drums. It's like the pick of destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Drum skins, right? They used to, or they still do sometimes, make them out of different leathers and stuff like that. I don't know.
Right.
But it could be the skin of like someone or something like that. You know what I mean? Some like rival. I don't know, something like that. Something behind the drum skins, or the drum sticks as well, because the wood could be from something sacred.
Right. Who was it the Who?
Oh.
The Who drum explosion.
A drum explosion? My God.
Yeah, Keith Moon blows up drum kit.
Oh my God.
Rigged his drums to explode in 1967.
Wow.
So it could be like this drum kit has parts of that drum kit.
Yeah.
And it's like this legendary hit that has sort of been passed down, or
it keeps going through the ages. It keeps getting more and more violent. Claiming
VK
more.
says, gotta think like 4 steps removed of an actual way to die in Final Destination. Okay. This was all.
That
This
was
was
that.
all a Final Destination kill. Okay.
Yes. Good, very good. Yeah, Final Destination's wild. Oh, hold on, sorry. I think my headphones turned off. I'm having like headphone troubles today. Hold up. I think it switched my settings. There we go. I think I'm back. Oh, no, I'm not back. What the heck is going on? I don't know. See if I can hear anything. Or if it's just Discord. Okay, no, I can't hear anything. How peculiar. Oh, yeah, I think I'm back now. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. What the heck? I literally can't hear anything from anywhere. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's working on other platforms now. I'll check my settings in Discord. Okay, I'm just going to leave the Discord and then come back in. Okay, yeah, now it should be fine.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go. I had the volume turned up all the way now.
Okay. Can you hear me?
That was so strange. Okay.
All right, wonderful. I think my voice is coming through now. Maybe.
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Oh. Yeah, really weird. It's crackly, but that's all right. It adds character.
Oh, it's crackly on the stream?
Yeah.
Oh. That's right.
Yes, because VK says, oh God, what's that sound? Oh wait, just Tanner again. Thanks.
Oh dear.
Yep. I'm a man got.
Got him. But yeah, that's that means I may be having new headphones in my future, because I've been having this issue on and off every once in a while where they will crackle or they will drop out and stuff. I think it's the charging is starting to break on them.
Oh, damn.
I've been replacing the cables and that's been helping, but I think it's slowly deteriorating.
Yeah, okay. That's your Final Destination premonition.
Yeah, I'll be trying to fix the headphones and then it will just suddenly explode over my ears like, yeah, brain comes out the sides.
Why is that such a I can see that. Why? And I feel like I've seen it before. Like, why? Where am I seeing that from?
It's probably on something. It yeah, definitely from when like heads get crushed and then comes out the ears. I think I've seen that.
Oh no, it's from Airheads.
Airheads. Oh my god, I haven't heard that name in so long.
Is it Warheads? Warheads.
Oh, Warheads. I don't know what that is.
Warheads Candy.
Oh yeah, Warheads Candy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love Warheads.
Ah, except that's a mushroom cloud out the top of his head, not through his ears.
Well,
But
yeah.
I think I always just saw it wrong.
It is a very visual idea. Brains exploding out of your ears.
Jesus Christ. Warheads Candy burns hole in kid's tongue.
How's that even possible? It ain't that sour.
Apparently it is. Oh man.
Now, when you're a kid, it is really sour. I think then you get used to it.
Damn, there's so many pictures of this one little girl with a hole burnt in her tongue.
Jesus. I remember when I was a kid, I used to wash off the sourness a little bit. So, but nowadays I love sour candy, so I can eat any of it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm pretty impartial to it. I like it.
Yeah. I remember a thing I used to do, actually, a cinema story. I used to always get sour Skittles when I went to the cinema, watch a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just like eat the whole packet of sour Skittles during the movie. And I was young enough to where the sour stuff still got to me. Like now, if I ate a whole packet of sour Skittles, I'd probably have sore stomach, but I wouldn't have like sore mouth.
That's a Tuesday, right?
Yeah, that's just every day. I live on sour Skittles. But back then, it would get to the point where my mouth would be bleeding a little bit. Like the roof of the mouth would be cut up and stuff from it. Or like my tongue would be cut up and stuff. And it would be a challenge between me and my friends to see if we can do it, get through the movie like eating them all.
All right.
Yeah.
You're like, now I can't go a single day without eating.
Yeah. Now I need them.
Now the challenge is not eating them.
Yeah. Yeah, now my body just craves them. They did these extra large ones, I think. Yeah, they did like supersized ones or something. I remember buying them at the shop.
Why are you saying supersize and holding your hands like this?
Oh,
that was like a mega size.
That was the size of the packet. The Skittles were just like double, triple the size of what they usually are. Yeah. But
I was going to say, that is the size of like a rock that falls from space and causes serious issue.
Yeah, that's a world-ending asteroid.
That's right.
An asteroid. I love it when you hear stuff like that. It's like if an asteroid even the size of a golf ball hit Earth, there would be tsunamis that would wipe out civilization. It's like, okay, I would just catch it in a baseball mitt and we'd be fine. I'm exaggerating, but
no, that's hilarious. I've seen that Facebook post.
Yeah, I don't know what the size is, but there is like a science behind what size an asteroid would be to end life on Earth.
Yeah, I mean,
it's interesting stuff.
Good thing there's no golf balls in space.
Yeah. Thank God. Imagine, but the astronauts have tried. Astronauts have tried to play golf on the moon before, very recklessly.
Gosh.
You remember
I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, those bastards.
Yeah, I've seen that.
They didn't know.
Damn. That could be a world-ending event.
Yeah, they didn't know what they were doing. Yeah, there's golf balls on the moon. You're right, VK.
Damn.
What's your final destination idea? Someone works in a grocery store and is on the closing shift. After shutting up shop, they are mopping in the freezer section. They slip on the water and fall into a freezer, and the mop falls across the door, trapping them in. They proceed to freeze to death before the opener comes in the next day. Nice.
Damn.
And there's got to be...
like,
go ahead.
For a Final Destination film, isn't it that there's like some event that kills like lots of people, including the person that's having the premonition, and then they decide not to do it, or they save their friends because they've had this premonition?
Something like that, yeah.
So yeah, it just still comes to them one by one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they can't escape it.
So that's like, okay. So I was gonna say, like, how is that death like something that could kill multiple people? And I was like imagining like their friend and colleague, they like accidentally trip into and push into the freezer as well, and it traps them both. But it makes sense that it's like that it's their one by one death is that. Yeah. Okay.
Imagine.
All right, I'm with you.
It's like the broomstick or whatever is way too wedged, so the coworker can't get it open, and they grab a fire extinguisher and they're like smashing the glass, and then the glass gets in their face, and they're like, ah, and then they trip and fall into the freezer.
No, they're using the fire extinguisher to like beat the broomstick, and it punctures a hole in the underside of it, and it rockets it into their face.
Yeah. And then that just makes it even colder in there, an even chillier situation for the next person. Actually, I don't think that's how extinguishers work, but
I think it depends on the type.
Yeah.
Oh, Pricklehead is weighing in. Yes, that's right. You can't cheat death.
A massive sour Skittle. I could eat any size sour Skittle. There is no sour Skittle that could be too large for me.
And frankly, your lack of faith is disturbing.
As long as I obviously don't have to do it in one bite, because then there's a choking hazard. You know, as long as I get to dine on it.
How massive are we talking? Difficult for you to do like hands in the chat. I guess you could probably use other forms of like formal measurement, like centimeters.
I imagine like a big steak-sized one would probably make me violently ill after a while, because that's a lot, That's a lot of
I'd
sour.
say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a lot of anything.
A potato-sized one, no problem though.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just a big gobstopper, a jawbreaker, whatever they're called.
Potato size one.
Yeah, potato-sized sour Skittle.
Are you like? There's different types of potatoes,
as
right?
big as you want.
Are you talking baby ones or like proper
decent-sized ones? Like
oh damn.
Yeah, like fist.
You're looking for a potato.
Fist-sized potato.
Just now it looked like you were like urgently scanning around for a potato that you'd misplaced.
I was trying to look like at something the size of a potato. I was like, I have an air conditioning remote here, but that's not really potatoes shaped.
Yes.
Definitely. Easy, yum.
I wouldn't like that. I don't think I'd eat it.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't be enjoyable, but you got to do what you got to do.
Maybe that's another saw trap.
Yeah. Sour Skittle. You have to get through it.
Eat it while there's predatory birds being coerced really into the room.
Oh, I got to show you this, by the way. My setup here, for just in case, for when we do the Aussie, what was it, Savory Lamington in the future. I have a container of Wheat Bix, unmarked, and I have a small tin of Vegemite.
Lovely.
I'm ready to go.
And there's like one more ingredient, no? Isn't it desiccated coconut?
Oh, I mean, we could do that. That'd make it more Lamington-like.
What's the
Yeah, that's what
the
it
outside
is.
of it?
That's what it is on Lamingtons, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could, yeah, for sure. We could add that, spice it up. Nice.
I mean, that would just ground it, I think.
Yeah, that really makes it a proper Lamington.
What's something unhinged that we can replace it with, though?
Yeah, because it's got to be like savory Australian weird stuff. Sherbet. Is that Australian? Probably not.
Okay. I said unhinged, not abhorrent. What the fuck?
Abhorrent.
Rein it in, buddy.
Oh no, it's United States. I need something authentically Australian.
How did you go so fucking nuclear? Like,
I just sprinkle that on top. Looks similar. It's horrible. But it's supposed to be savory, so that doesn't really work. It's got to be savory.
VK says there's an ice problem in Perth.
No. That's too hardcore, and also you can't take drugs on Twitch.
No,
that's a thing.
No,
that's a TOS.
Yeah, that's the only reason why we're not.
That's the only reason. I'd be totally game. No, I wouldn't.
Not at all. Not at all.
No. I'm very tame.
What else do we have here in the chat?
Yeah, what's going on in the chat? What are y'all talking about here? We need help, guys, as well. Chat, if you think of something that we could sprinkle on top of our savory Lamington. The idea is it's a wheat bick, a dry wheat bick, and then lathered with Vegemite on top. It's a redeemable points reward in the live stream here. And Tanner's redeemed it, so we got to do it. So we got the Vegemite, we got the wheat bick, and we need like a Lamington-like thing to put on top. Hundreds and thousands? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's Australian.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah, and in fairy bread, it's like the functional equivalent of the coconut in Lamingtons. Yeah, I like that.
I wouldn't mind some fairy bread. God. Just thinking about fairy bread.
Fairy bread is one of those things where like you're an adult, you can have fairy bread whenever you like.
Yep.
But you never make it.
Yeah, because it's too wild. You know?
Yeah, I've had like bread and butter a lot as an adult.
Yeah.
But never with hundreds and thousands.
Oh, I think I've had it like once or twice as an adult.
Damn.
Yeah, I like to splurge.
Living the dream.
I like to splurge sometimes with that white bread and butter and hundreds of thousands. Very cheap meal. Missed your chat, VK. If we talk in the showstopper deaths at the beginning of the movie, they're at a concert. It's one of those hanger marquee setups. It isn't set up properly, and the trussels come down and squash people. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Like it's... Wait, is it windy? Is it windy in this scenario? Is it getting picked up and then...
Yeah.
Or does it just collapse?
That goes
I guess it doesn't matter.
It goes back to the drummer world as well, like the haunted drum set. The cymbal could fly off into the air and cut down some of those sandbags and stuff and squash someone.
Oh. It just sounds could do either. That's right.
Yeah.
Porque no los dos.
Nice. And
Pricklehead suggested saw trap basketball-sized warhead.
Ooh. Delicious.
Yes. Do you reckon still doable, Jocko?
If the punishment was death, then it's doable. But otherwise, that's really difficult. I may spew even doing that, even if I might die.
Yeah, I don't think death was like an outcome in any of our saw trap ideas, though.
Yeah, no, it was more fun. Fun punishment.
It was.
It was like being. What was I can't remember.
I can't even think of what the punishments were. It was
just being ill from eating too much, like were my ones. I don't
Yeah,
know.
or like having to talk to people at barbecues and
Oh, yeah, getting
stuff.
getting your
No.
shoes stolen.
No, that was the trap. The outcome was that you wouldn't have soles on
Yeah,
your shoes
yeah,
anymore.
yeah. Your
Yeah,
footwear
yeah.
is ruined. It was just funny stuff. Oh God,
Yeah.
it is brilliant.
Mm.
Well, I'm feeling pretty hungry, so
I was just about to say that.
yeah. Speaking of fairy bread and everything, it's got me thinking about food.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm having for dinner.
I highly recommend these instant
Ooh,
ramen noodles for any migareng enjoyers, any ramen enjoyers out there. The Shin
is this a sponsor
Ramen.
spot?
Yes, no, I wish. Our first sponsor, Shin Ramen. It's spicy, but it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's comes with it comes with nice little soy chunks that are quite meaty as well. It's really delicious, and like some dehydrated vegetables. Yeah,
Ooh,
it's really yum.
yeah,
Big fan.
nice.
That might be my dinner. Who knows?
Wunderbar. I'll have to give it a shot.
But yeah, at that, guys, I might say goodbye and wind down the stream. But thank you for joining me again for the not only the podcast but the pre-show and the after show as well. It was a good time.
Oh, it's been my absolute pleasure. I am going to leave this call so that
Excellent.
you can do your wind down however it pleases you.
Oh, that's so
Thank you
good.
so
But
much
sure.
for having me.
Yeah, anytime. Always welcome here. Hype. I like the hype in chat, VK.
Oh yeah, that's a GrumblyGhost. I think that's the only emote that I have. So,
Oh, grumbly hype. Nice.
yeah, so that's cool. That's
Heck
cool.
yeah.
All right, bye.
All right. Peace out.
I'm
See you later.
bailing.
Adios. Bye. And now there was just down to one. Yes, thank you all for stopping by. It's been a nice little stream. As always, a sporadic stream, or whatever the word is for infrequent. I should know, but I don't know. But it was a good time. Capped off Poly Podcast, episode number 20. So that'll be out on the podcasting platforms in the future. But yeah, thank you all for stopping by. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for being here, Pricklehead, VK. It's been a good time. Thanks, GrumblyGhost, for coming by as well. Thank you. Thank you for the happy number 20. Feels good to be back on the podcasting grind after the year-long break. But no, it was good. It was a nice chat. I hope y'all got something out of it. I think it was pretty cool to talk a bit about horror and the creatives stuff behind horror and the communities of horror. It's like a whole world out there that I barely even knew existed until recently. But yeah, I was going to say we could raid out somewhere, but I don't see any particular channels that I follow. If y'all have any suggestions for someone to raid to, I'd be open to that. Otherwise, I might just have a little browse and see if there is anyone to raid to. So if you want to stick around for that, we may do a little raid. I'll see what I can find. I'll have a gander. What section were we in? We're in talk shows. Or do we hashtag horror? Okay, we're in the horror tag. So maybe if I go to horror and find something, that could be good. Let's see. Horror tag. Anyone streaming under horror? Hey, there are. There are indeed people here. Oh my god. So many horror streamers. This is wild. There's so many people. I don't know who any of these people are, so we might just wing it and see. Have a guess. And hopefully we find someone cool. What's this? Demonologist? What the heck is that? It's Australian. That's good. Okay, that was a strange channel. I'll just leave it at that. Any other horror shenanigans going on Twitch right now? Someone's playing Pal World and they have horror as one of their tags. Come on now. I guess Pal World is kind of horror when you get into the enslavement of pals or, you know, Pokemons. Raid somewhere creepy. That's basically horror. Oh no, I can't do that. I wouldn't put y'all in a creepy place like that. I wouldn't dare. No, you're right. That is horror in itself. I can't really find any cool horror channels, guys. What if I find a cool, like, talk show channel? That could be good. Talk shows and podcasts. Oh, this is weird stuff. Hey, I'm in here. I just found myself. Australia. Okay, maybe we can find fellow Australian. That'd be good. Yeah, I'm listed on Twitch. Oh my god, y'all. Y'all see this? Famous. Okay, cool. There's heaps of Australians around. Let's find one. We'll send them a good day, a g'day. Ooh. Dead by Daylight. I've rated to so many Dead by Daylight streamers, I swear. Okay, this could be good. I think we found someone. Okay, y'all. Took a while, but we got there. We found someone to stream to. They're playing Dead by Daylight. Their name is Breadloaf XP. I'm going to send you there momentarily. Thank you for coming by the stream, everyone. Stick around for the raid if you like. I always forget how to do it. So it takes a little bit. There we go. All right, sending y'all there now. See you later. It was a wonderful time. See you next time. Bye-bye. Until the next Poly podcast and all of that good stuff. Or until the next stream in general. Hope to see you all there. Adios.